What would you do if your country's voice wasn't being heard and your people were suffering? This is exactly what the people of Bangladesh faced in 1971, and their response changed history forever. We will see how it grew into a strong nation. Along the way, we'll meet some very important people like Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation, and his daughter, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who has played a huge role in shaping Bangladesh's future. Stay with us as we explore this historical journey. Let's start our story in 1971, a year that changed everything for Bangladesh. Before it became its own country, Bangladesh was part of Pakistan and was known as East Pakistan. But things were not fair between East and West Pakistan. The people in East Pakistan felt that they were not being treated equally and that their voices were not being heard. This led to a lot of tension and unhappiness. In March 1971, the people of East Pakistan, led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, decided that they could no longer live under these unfair conditions. They wanted their freedom, and they wanted to create their own country where everyone would be treated with respect and fairness. This desire for freedom led to the Bangladesh Liberation War. The war was brutal and lasted for about 9 months. It was a time of great hardship, with many people losing their lives, homes, and loved ones. The economy was devastated, and the country's infrastructure, like roads, bridges, and buildings, was badly damaged. But despite all these challenges, the people of Bangladesh never gave up. They fought bravely, and on December 16, 1971, Bangladesh finally gained its independence. The joy of independence was immense, but the challenges were far from over. The new nation was left in a very tough situation. The war had caused a lot of destruction, and the economy was in a mess. There were shortages of food, medicines, and other essential supplies. Rebuilding the country was going to be a massive task. In those early days, the people of Bangladesh had to work very hard to get their country back on its feet. They had to start from scratch in many areas, building new schools, hospitals, and roads. It was a time of great struggle, but it was also a time of hope and determination. The people knew that they had a long road ahead, but they were ready to face the challenges and build a better future for themselves and their children. Bangladesh needed strong leadership after the war to guide the nation through these difficult times. That's where Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, often called the father of the nation, stepped in. He was the first prime minister of Bangladesh and was deeply loved by the people. He had a clear vision for the country and was determined to lead Bangladesh toward a brighter future. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman believed in democracy, equality, and justice. He wanted to create a country where everyone had the opportunity to live a good life, regardless of their background or social status. He started working on several important projects to rebuild the nation and improve the people's lives. One of his first tasks was to establish a strong government that could make decisions to benefit the whole country. This wasn't easy, given the challenges that Bangladesh was facing. The economy was in a terrible state, and there were still many tensions within the country. But Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was determined. He focused on creating a stable government and introduced new policies to boost the economy, improve education, and provide health care for everyone. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman also worked hard to strengthen Bangladesh's position on the global stage. He wanted the world to recognize Bangladesh as an independent and sovereign nation. He built relationships with other countries and worked to gain international support for Bangladesh's development. Under his leadership, significant steps were taken to address poverty and hunger. He introduced land reforms to help poor farmers, who made up the majority of the population, to get a fair share of the land they worked on. This was an important step in ensuring that the people who were most affected by the war had a chance to rebuild their lives. However, despite his many efforts, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's time as a leader was tragically cut short. On August 15, 1975, a group of military officers carried out a coup, and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, along with most of his family, was assassinated. This was a dark and sad day for Bangladesh. The country lost its beloved leader, and this event led to a period of great uncertainty and political turmoil. The assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman left a huge void in the nation's leadership. The country was plunged into a period of instability and fear. The dreams and hopes that had been built up during the early years of independence were suddenly thrown into disarray. People were worried about what the future would hold for Bangladesh without the strong leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The years following Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's assassination were some of the most challenging in Bangladesh's history. The country went through a series of military coups where different groups within the military tried to take control of the government. This created a lot of instability and made it very difficult for the country to move forward. During this time, the military took over the government several times, and different military leaders ruled the country. These leaders often imposed strict rules and made decisions without consulting the people. The democratic process, where people have the power to choose their leaders, was delayed again and again. This was a difficult time for the people of Bangladesh, who wanted to have a say in how their country was run. The people of Bangladesh were not happy with the military rule. They wanted to return to civilian rule, where leaders are elected by the people and are accountable to them. Throughout the 1980s, many protests and movements were demanding a return to democracy. People from all walks of life, including students, workers, and professionals, came together to fight for their rights. Finally, in the early 1990s, the military government was forced to step down, and Bangladesh began its journey back to democracy. Elections were held, and the people were able to choose their leaders once again. This was a major turning point in the country's history and marked the beginning of a new era for Bangladesh. In this new era, a familiar figure emerged as a key leader, Sheikh Hasina, the daughter of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Hasina faced a huge personal tragedy with the passing of her family, but she was determined to continue her father's legacy and work for the betterment of Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina's early life was shaped by the events of 1975. After her family was assassinated, she lived in exile for several years, far away from her homeland, but she never lost her connection to Bangladesh or her desire to help her people. During her time in exile, she remained active in politics and became a symbol of hope for many people in Bangladesh. In 1981, Sheikh Hasina returned to Bangladesh and took on the leadership of the Awami League, the political party founded by her father. She worked tirelessly to rebuild the party and to connect with the people of Bangladesh. Her message was one of hope, progress, and the continuation of her father's vision for a prosperous and democratic Bangladesh. In 1996, Sheikh Hasina's hard work paid off when she was elected as the Prime Minister of Bangladesh for the first time. This was a historic occasion, beginning a new chapter in the country's history. Under her leadership, Bangladesh began to see significant changes. One of Sheikh Hasina's main goals was to strengthen the economy. She introduced policies to encourage investment from both within Bangladesh and other countries. This helped create new jobs and opportunities for the people, and the economy began to grow. Over the years, Bangladesh has seen remarkable economic progress, becoming one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Sheikh Hasina has significantly improved education in Bangladesh, prioritizing access for all children, especially girls, which has led to increased literacy rates and a more prepared youth. Additionally, she has enhanced healthcare by implementing programs that extend services to remote areas, resulting in better health for many, particularly women and children. Another key focus of Sheikh Hasina's leadership has been infrastructure development. Under her leadership, Bangladesh has seen the construction of new roads, bridges, and power plants, which have helped to improve the country's connectivity and energy supply. The Padma Bridge, one of the largest infrastructure projects in the country's history, is a symbol of this progress. This bridge has not only improved transportation, but has also boosted the economy by making it easier for people and goods to move across the country. Technology has also been a major area of development under Sheikh Hasina's leadership. Bangladesh has made significant strides in expanding its digital infrastructure with a focus on making the internet accessible to everyone. This has helped to create new opportunities in education, business, and communication, bringing Bangladesh into the digital age. In June 2024, students in Bangladesh protested the revival of a controversial quota system for government jobs that reserved 30% of positions for the children of 1971 Independence War veterans, along with special quotas for women, disabled individuals, and ethnic minorities. This limited opportunities for the general public, causing frustration among students and recent graduates who saw the system as unfair. Protests erupted as students demanded an end to the quota system and greater transparency in government hiring. Tensions escalated when security forces used tear gas and rubber bullets, resulting in injuries and clashes. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's inflammatory remarks, calling protesters Razakars, further fueled anger. The protests intensified, culminating in violence and an assault on Hasina's official residence. Facing mounting pressure and chaos, Hasina fled to India on August 5, 2024, ending her 15-year rule. Today, Bangladesh is a country that has made remarkable progress in a relatively short amount of time. From the devastation of 1971, it has risen to become a nation with a strong economy, a growing middle class, and a vibrant culture. One of the most impressive achievements of modern Bangladesh is its economic growth. Over the past few decades, the country has transformed from a primarily agricultural economy into one that is driven by manufacturing and services. The textile and garment industry, in particular, has played a huge role in this transformation, making Bangladesh one of the world's leading exporters of clothing. The government's focus on economic development has also led to significant improvements in living standards. Poverty levels have decreased dramatically, and more people than ever before have access to education, healthcare, and other essential services. This has helped to create a more stable and prosperous society where people have more opportunities to improve their lives. However, despite all this progress, Bangladesh still faces significant challenges. One of the biggest challenges is the impact of climate change. Bangladesh is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, such as rising sea levels, floods, and cyclones. These environmental issues pose a serious threat to the country's development and the well-being of its people. Another area where Bangladesh is making progress is in environmental conservation and sustainability. The country is working on reforestation projects, promoting renewable energy, and finding ways to reduce pollution. These efforts are not only important for protecting the environment, but also for ensuring that future generations can enjoy a healthy. As Bangladesh continues to grow and develop, it is clear that the country's future is bright. The progress made so far is a testament to the strength and determination of the Bangladeshi people. While there are still challenges to overcome, the nation is on a positive trajectory, with a strong foundation for continued success. As we've seen, the story of Bangladesh is one of courage, determination, and progress. It's a story that inspires us all and reminds us that with hard work and perseverance, anything is possible. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Bangladesh's history. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe to Historio for more content on the fascinating histories of nations around the world. See you in the next episode of Historio.